For today's video, this is another guide to playwriter that I am going to be researching all the playwriters that I have got through my absence in Spain. The bigger ones will be coming in September because I have got a lot of uni work to do, so I will be pushing them back as well, and my phone will murder me if I do another long video. So the video we'll be talking about is called April D Angelis. So I think that's how to pronounce her name. I'm unsure. So before we get to the video, I just want to say I mean absolute no offense about anyone's work or anything else. This is for educational purposes that I found on the internet, and I'm combining into one video. There's no content warnings on here, so let's get on, shall we? Angelis is a British dramatist that is born in London. She is part Cillian part Cillian too, as her father is Italian from Sicily, so he's a Cillian as well. So she's part Cillian and part English, and her work has mainly focuses on three themes: feminism, history, and community. So she always uses those themes strongly into her work. Her work informed by connections between chronological and narration, power, and subjectivity. I will put all the titles if I could not pronounce them properly. The Angelis was at East 15 acting school in London, where she joined a monstrous regime, which is, I think it's a theatre company. I think it's the name of a theatre company, as a actress, and then she worked as an actress and deviser with Sister Theatre Group and these other theatre groups that she uses political statements in their work. So with the Angelis, she joined a lot of theatre companies in her past, both as an actress and both as a deviser. So she has devised many plays, and that's how I feel that how she got her approach into playwriting, because she worked as a deviser. The Angelis' first play that she wrote was Breathless, to where it was nominated for an award from the Wave Women's Writing Festival, and she was a joint winner. So she was a joint winner with another play. I can't find what the other play that she was in, but she was a joint winner for that. Then she wrote Women's in Law in 1987, to where it followed by Me, Wonder in 1988, Wonderless in 1989, and Bombshell in 1989. Angelis has written for radio in the past for Visitants, and won an award from the Young Writers for Radio Festival on BBC Radio 4 in 1988, and another radio play, Outlander, appearing as a two-part serial for Radio 5 in 1991. And then a year later, she was the winner of the Writers Guild Award. So she has a big fascination of writing for radio and theatre, and won numerous awards while she was becoming a playwright. How she became a playwright: she was a deviser in those theatre companies, and got her into playwriting overall. So let's get onto her work, shall we? Her first work she has done is called The Iron Mistress in 1989. I think it's 1989. I don't know where this play was first performed. I think don't know if I will find out through the research and I'll put it on the comments down below. Because when I saw it on my notes, I was just like, oh, where does she it was first premiered? I will find out when I know. So this play was displayed as a proper manic of nonsense of gender and power. It is set in the Victorian period. It's the play centres on Martha Darby, who is a widower and has inhabit her late husband's ironwork. She struggles to be accepted by society as a sole proprietor, and Martha begins to look towards of going against these models of men of of the Victorian parency and industry and gaining a new sense of power. So she's been struggling to be accepted by society as a working class woman, and then and then she's fighting against it, fighting against what society have been telling her and all sorts. They've been telling her a lot of things and saying that you can't do this because you're a woman. It was at that time period, at the Victorian period, there were very little jobs that women can do and can't do, and ever so often this play explores the power struggles of women in the working class and the loss of their husbands. A key note on this play: it was deeply affected by the factory policies during the 1980s. Thatcherism, as it's been like known for with Margaret Thatcher, these policies have been built on four combinments: commitment, British nationalism, and a belief of traditional Victorian values, especially the hard work and civil um, responsibility. So her play was near because her play mentioned the Iron Mistress, kind of refers to Margaret Thatcher, and it was nearly been deeply affected because with theatre, like it was always been affected around that time. I know very little about the factor Margaret Thatcher in theatre, so I will not bring that video come across. I might come and research it and make a video of it, but I'm a little bit unsure about that as well. The play has commented on the Iron Mistress, Margaret Thatcher, as we mentioned before. So, yeah, but it sounds like a really great play. The themes are power, feminism, working class, and history, and the genre is drama. And then she written another play called Hush in 1992 that was premiered at the Royal Court. This play is being divided in two parts: the house and the beach, and that's for mainly the stage area. The story focuses on a woman who disappeared mysteriously, and her daughter Rosa, has been having sex with a disturbed homeless man called Dog Boy, and then Louise, who's looking after Rosa while her mother was disappeared, was end up in an argument with a not her novelist boyfriend, and the house cleaner Denise has daydreams of going to Tabid, and then Colin announced coming in after all this family drama, being pushing in and saying Joe held strong belief and was at who helped Joe, who's the mother, was at the Greenman Common, wouldn't drink coffee because the oppression of coffee workers. This play explores on the socialism and the failure of communication because of family drama, and the reason why it's socialism are because of the working class. Um, even the Hush proves a point. It's has a little bit of feminism in, but more on the working class as well. So she really talks about the working class in her plays. The themes are socialism, family drama and disappearance, and also working class. And the genre is drama. So yeah, this is another play that she released in about 30 years ago, because it's released in 1993 on the year of my birth, that I come into the UK and everything else. And the play is called The Playhouse Creatures in 1993 at the at Leicester Haymarket, and that is one of my most favourite venues. I don't know if it's open anymore. I heard it's got closed down, which is really, really sad, because it's one of my absolute favourite theatres, and I love being in that room. The play has 3 different versions. One of them is in a full female cast. The story focuses on the first women who are allowed to be on the British stage during the Restoration period, during King Charles II in the 1966. So is during that time period, I kind of like knew about women were not allowed on stage. They were not allowed on stage on the Greek period. They were not allowed in the Shakespeare period. But during Shakespeare time, that's just in Britain. There's other parts in the world that women are allowed on stage. I think one of them is in France, and in Italy as well. Women were allowed to go on stage during that time period. But elsewhere in the UK, and especially in the US, women were not allowed on stage. And I don't know why. It's just a little bit bizarre and everything else. But this play focused on the new vamp where women were allowed on stage and they can perform on stage. So this play is a historical and feminist play that explores the women of being seen on stage and their achievement in an excellent era for women. And the themes are feminism and history, and the genre is drama. And now this is a play I have actually seen live, and it is amazing, amazing play, and it's funny, it's outrageous, and it's just incredible. And I think she uses a lot of comedy. I think she used comedy all in her dramas. I'm unsure about that, but this is definitely a comedy, and it's called A Laughing Matter in 2022 in the Alvin Aldel in Guildford Theatre in the I is the name, and it's in Guildford. This play has that I seen when I was at college. It was performed in college during the second year's FMP. It was it's an amazing play. However, this play is being produced in another theatre company, then the National Theatre, and then it was had its official premiere in Guildford. So it's like a mixture in every other place. The play unfolds in a true account of the Royal Theatre in Derry Lane. The central characters, David Gorrick, Dr. Johnson, and Oliver Goldsmith, are developing a new play, and hopefully they get them out of their financial depth. Gorrick, who, as I mentioned, is going through a financial crisis, lack of artistic ambitions, to staging his play would take a bigger risk to do. This play, as I said, is in my absolute experience. From watching that play, it's completely outrageous. There's a lot of swearing in there, which is ever so funny. And there's a lot of sex scenes as well. They don't physically do the sex scenes when I went to see it. They just like did it in like blackout and blackout and everything else, and also off stage as well. They don't physically do it. It will be disturbing if they do. And the themes are history and finance and lack and artistic struggle, and the genre is of course comedy. And this next play her final play that I'm going to be mentioning is Amond Friend in 2009 at the Hampstead Theatre. This play centres around Laura, who's a journalist, and her ex-MP and crime writer husband, Richard. And when I mean that, they're a couple. They're married. They are a happy couple who lives in their lives in a fashionable community. And then they were invited by an old couple who are their neighbours, Caitlin and Joe, to have dinner. And then their security system failed, and the food was delivered by a stranger, and their dinner party turns into a different approach. This play presents a darker comedy element and has a social satire that I think Angelis has put into her work, and it sounds politically engaging with comedy. I love political dramas that are more comedy and make it more engaging and funny and all sorts. It's just amazing. It's really, really interesting in contemporary theatre. Really interesting. The themes are socialism and social class, and the genre is comedy. And this is all of her plays so far. I'm not going to read them out, but this is a section of all of her plays that she has done in the past. And then we will get to her method. Her way of writing, as from the research I've done, the Angelis is consider herself as a feminist writer. So she pinpoints specific issues that is happening within feminism and forward them and present them into a story. With her history plays that she's done, it focuses on the issues that women went through, as giving them a real big reflection on what happened in the past. Her key aspects, into researching plays is mainly focusing on research. I heard she's a big researcher, and she loves researching plays and getting them all sorted. And that is it from the video I got for the Ellingers. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the new content I put in about playwrights and everything. I will get the big uns sorted. These are, when I mean big uns, I mean big playwrights who've written more theatre and all sorts. There's one video which is going to be one me teaching you guys what is this specific theatre style that I'm going to use. So yeah, and I have got marker in one of my plays that I'm going to get them all edited. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to go and edit the other two videos and release them today. And then I'm going to do another research on another playwright and then get everything all done. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay in tune. Bye.